I was on my way to support Citizens for Prosperity, one of the factions here in Pyro, during the current ongoing event, Fight for Pyro, and I'd upgraded my F7A Hornet with the bespoke Heartseeker turret. As we prepared to head in and save a CFP service ship from being attacked, Vlad with his crew were heading in to support us on a Polaris.
So you're going to have to QT to your location, or wherever it is, and I'm just going to follow you.
Now, I have been having some really bad technical problems with recording audio ever since Nvidia updated GeForce Experience to become the Nvidia app. So for the start of this video, there is no mic audio in-game for me on my end.
It's because you're going between shots and that's what's causing it.
Yeah, that's what Walt said, or Benoit said during the thing.
But as I made the jump to the fight, Vlad and the Polaris would suddenly be unable to get a jump going.
It's okay. This stupid thing isn't aligning. I hate this.
Daryl, do you want to party about me, please?
Yep.
The service ship we were here to protect would not last long, so I'd have to head in to defend it alone.
Meters. Or megameters. Oh my god. Yeah, I did the pause again. 374, hold on.
Yeah, Katie, you have to keep that guy alive till we are here. We need some time. It's maybe not easy.
Got in a Hornet.
Things started off ropey as my shields went down.
Why? At that time. So.
My aim isn't great, but those bespoke Gatling guns on the turret deal a lot of damage.
Finally, okay. Go into cluster or something or other, but I'll try it.
Ammo was running down and I was mostly just focused on keeping the service ship alive until the Polaris could make it here. But enemy ships were falling.
Yeah, it's not letting me use you at all. Like it aligns and then it just stops.
Ballistic ammo had run out and that was most of my guns. All I had now were 2 laser cannons under the nose of the ship.
It's bringing it together.
The laser cannons would fare fine against these smaller targets.
Christoph, you want to get, Chris, you want to get into your Hornet, or you guys want to get into Hornet?
But the final ship was a Prowler, a much tougher target with bigger guns. Would the little laser cannons even have an impact?
Shields hit.
Oh, those things are...
After a demoralizing first attempt, I would shift to missiles to see if they'd soften up the target for me. But the missile locks were really bad. Maybe I just did it wrong, I don't know.
Joe's already here.
Pick up. They are.
So it was back to laser cannons to slowly wear down the target.
He said he's not always from yes, it was weird. And the moment I saw it, it was weird.
You were so on here, so you're okay, right? Honestly, it's kind of clear. Wow. Nice. Good job. You're not a bad pilot.
I was pretty happy with this win. I am a terrible pilot, so I didn't expect to pull this off without support from the Polaris, so getting it done was really nice. But defending service ships was not where our involvement in this event began. A few days earlier, I was running supplies on behalf of the CFP to outposts and stations around Pyro. The supplies were coming in at the gateway station, where we'd pick them up and deliver them the rest of the way, wherever they needed to go.
It is.
Landing complete.
I think I get a little bit too much brightness in my eyes.
Yeah. The Terrapin does not have cargo space technically, but for small deliveries of a couple of SCU, you can get it all in the back room on board. 4 SCU of medical supplies.
The fact it's meant to have on the plane. If you get stuck in your head that it's difficult and you are more anxious and try to go faster and your anxiety drives you faster.
The Terrapin though is incredibly durable and so kind of the ideal ship to operate solo in Pyro. After loading up, it was time to leave, and for this run it was a cache of medical supplies headed for Jackson's swap on Monox. Off we go.
I love the edge cases sort of things.
Really?
So it was used as medical stuff.
Arriving at the drop point, I was planning to head in very low to the ground, so if I came under attack I might have time to abandon the ship. On the final approach, I did pick up some ships nearby, so I wouldn't be landing at the outpost itself, just kind of nearby in a pretty haphazard landing.
But when I had one before, I wanted to check if my items were still there and my guns were gone. But they were back in the station. I didn't lose them technically. But this was the 4th server I tried and it actually, yeah.
They can't claim it's not a disaster with it.
Before committing to the outpost, I would give a cursory glance for any obvious signs of trouble. The cargo elevator was up ahead, just on the other side of the landing pad. Again, I was trying to be cautious, but I would spot a ship checking out my ship as I moved. My ship though I think looked crashed or abandoned in the rocks. I dropped the first box down to make sure everything was working before heading back for the other boxes. As soon as the mission was confirmed to be complete, I wanted to be on my way out, hopefully to avoid any trouble showing up. One more contract complete. Yeah, the alien ship that looks like a bird.
Talon.
Talon, that's the one, yeah. One of those hovered over my ship there for a moment. I deliberately... I land in a way... this is selling some snake oil right here. I land in a way.
That good, eh?
Collect myself. I land in a way that makes it look like I've crashed. Someone who's familiar with my piloting might just say, you just crashed.
I see.
So you made it look like you crashed by perhaps deliberately crashing.
A little bit. Just crashing a little bit. Still, I hadn't been attacked on this run, and in fact what we are finding is that attacks or even encounters with other players in Pyro are still pretty rare.
Okay, markers.
Not all of the deliveries would be to planetside outposts, some were station to station, which is definitely a safer option as you can unload in a hangar. I'm on the Citizens for Pyro, Citizens for Prosperity, whatever they're called now.
Yep.
I'm on their side.
Yeah.
Quantum drive is now.
And on a later delivery I would be heading for Checkmate Station to drop off supplies. Now, there were 6 of these missions to complete, and with Pyro being much larger than Stanton, the jump times were incredibly long. This is fine for immersion and conveying a sense of scale, but it does kind of draw attention starkly to how little there is to do in game during a long jump. I was spending a lot of time during these missions tabbed out, watching YouTube or doing other things. So to break up the routine, I would take on some of the jobs in between the runs, and one such job was to eliminate a target, again on Monarchs.
They'll charge me twice.
Quantum drive is now.
So while yesterday I fixed it, now I have to break it again to stop it yelling at me.
This time I was heading for the night side of the planet. I'd be treated to quite a vista with several outpost lights visible in the landscape. I'd move overland to find a vantage point to shoot from. But the mission markers were preventing visibility, so I'd have to untrack the mission. This would take several shots though. Now, I could just leave, the target was dead after all, but then I thought of all of the looting potential in the outpost as a whole. As I moved up though, I would witness something unexpected. That explosion, something we'd seen a lot during Jump Town, was an A2 bomb. A player E2 bomber was prowling the landscape. I'd keep an eye on the A2, but it wasn't heading our way, nor to my ship, and soon it was moving in the other direction again, so I'd return to trying to kill the enemy at the outpost. But by now, desync was causing enemy to teleport and be invincible.
That really upset me. As a fan of BattleTech, I wanted that to stay in because it feels just right. We couldn't keep the fun things.
The enemy are bouncing all over the place now. Well, I mean, it was fun while it lasted. I'll head back to the ship. Circle back around. On the way back though, another very unexpected surprise. Ooh. Okay, my ship knows my ship is under attack. I'm nowhere near it, thankfully, but I can at least watch this attack take place. It's like impressive when ships decide to suddenly come in and take on your... And the enemy AI does not give up easily anymore.
That one in space, Kate. I've got faith in you.
Ooh,
Go out and
ooh.
murder those.
Oh. Darn it, enemy's invincible as well. Out here, they've tracked me down. But unable to kill this guy, I was forced to retreat.
I do have to concede that.
Ship's overhead looking for me as well. Damn it, what's going on? There's so many... Hiding in a bush, I would check to see if the enemy was still following or not. It could be AI, to be fair. Now, based on the way these ships were flying, I could tell that they were AI, not players. And they had attacked my ship, but not to the point that it would be super damaged. It is a terrapin after all. There's a Polaris on the way in, with its lights on. Maybe that will attract attention from the ship circling my ship on the ground, who knows. So I figured I should be able to make it back on board and get airborne. They haven't been shooting at it enough to... Probably not even enough to take the shields down. As I got close, the fire intensified.
Partner's bringing the STAR-VHQJ. That'll make the distance, but it's going to be slow as combat. I'll also see what else I have, if anything.
Morning, afternoon.
But I was in and soon airborne. Now, this week we recorded hours and hours of stuff on board the Polaris with a crew, running more of the missions for this event, but the Nvidia app mic problem was in full swing. This makes telling the story with the footage all the more difficult, so I am not sure how to do that yet, but I am working on it. Also, I am really pleased to announce the winner of our Super Hornet Mark II Heartseeker giveaway with the comment that you see on screen right now. YTTB1967 is our winner. Congratulations to you, and of course a big thank you to CIG for sending such cool prizes out for these giveaways. As always, I want to thank all of you at home for watching and all of our very generous patrons that you can see on screen right now. These very generous people keep the channel going with this support, and I just want to thank each and every one of them for choosing to support the channel. Thank you. We'll be back with more from Star Citizen very soon.